Is this happening to you? Then you're in the right place for video game training. My name is Azzavhar or Azza. Now let's get into the video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to defeat the Headless Ape and the Brown Ape on Sekiro. Alright, so let's jump into it. With phase 1, we're going to be going in quite aggressive. We'll pop some Yashariku sugar and some divine confetti. Feel free to use some Akko sugar if you want to instead. I would highly recommend having the ceremonial Tanto because we'll need some extra spirit emblems in phase 2. And we also have the purple gourd to help with the terror status build-up. If you are playing this through on the main story mode, if you want to, you can actually approach this boss from that ledge up there. You can jump down and get in some extra attacks, but if you approach it from this side, it's all good. Other than that, let's jump into the fight. So we'll pop the purple gourd, then we'll go for Yashariku, and then divine. And we'll run on in. We're going to be playing hyper aggressive. So go in for some combat arts. Feel free to use whatever combat arts you want to. Or just attack, it's entirely up to you. Back up for this one. That's why we use the purple gourd a little bit earlier in case we take some hits on that. Jump over that one. And generally just being hyper aggressive here. If we take a death, it's okay because we'll get a resurrection back in a second when we deliver the first death blow. For this one you want to jump over. Then you can also parry that. You can use the spear. You can do like double tap the spear to do massive damage to the ape. Essentially with phase 1 with that, it's identical to phase 2 of the Guardian Ape fight. And with that we are in phase 2 and the brown ape has joined the fight. So what we're going to be doing with this phase is basically trying to kind of lure them around the arena, even though this brown ape is sometimes a pain in the butt. Try and separate them, so they are currently separated, that's good. Then we're going to use the firecrackers and get some damage in on the brown ape whilst they're separated. And we're going to back up, get some distance, rinse and repeat. And essentially that's the strategy for this one. We don't want to be focusing on the headless ape, we want to be focusing on the brown ape. Just kind of like trying to separate them, using some firecrackers, trying to get as much damage as you can do in on the brown ape. If they do like a sort of like roll back like that, it means they've kind of like reached the damage threshold, and they'll back up and use ceremonial Tanto there for a bit of extra damage. One death, that's fine, we can get that back when we death blow the brown ape in a second. But ideally we want to try and make sure you got your damage buffs on, even though it's quite difficult to pop them on sometimes with this phase because it can get really spicy. I'd also recommend switching out Yashariku for Akko in phase 2 because it just gets really spicy. So we'll keep on luring them around. We've got both our buffs on. Ideally we want the headless ape to do some kind of scream or something. Or just something that allows us to like separate the two apes essentially. So sometimes parry that bad boy, and it usually makes the brown ape jump like that, so you can sort of like run away, expect the jump, and then try and get the firecrackers in. I'm going to play hyper aggressive there, even though it means we're probably going to take some damage. That's fine. The brown ape is kind of on their way out at this point. The firecrackers do also have a cooldown, so you can't always like spam them all the time. Well, a cooldown on the effect of the ape, if that makes sense. I think it's like 15 seconds, maybe 20 seconds, something like that, before you can affect the ape with the firecrackers again. If that makes sense. Anyway, so that's the brown ape out of there. We've got the resurrection back. From that you can use the spear double tap there to get some extra damage after that parry, and the ape falls down to the ground. Back up for the scream. Once again you can build up a little bit of defense for terror by using the purple gourd. And want to rebuff ourselves, pop all your bits and bobs back on. Ideally we want to Akko on there somewhere as well, but try and find a chance to use it. It's going to top up on health a little bit. Perfect times to use your buffs. Just outside of that scream radius. Other than that, we're just gonna, for that particular one, you can kind of like just like go around the side of the ape and just keep on attacking from the sides while it's doing that multiple attack. Pop the old Deathblow. You can actually get a bit of a cheeky extra Deathblow here as well, so that technically kills the headless ape, but then you can kill the centipede inside as well that's actually controlling the ape. So that centipede there is controlling the ape during that fight. And that is the fight. There's loads more video game tutorials, boss guides and walkthroughs on my channel. Some videos have just popped up right now, feel free to check them out and give them a click. I've covered loads of games such as Elden Ring, Sekiro, Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3, Neo 2, Ninja Gaiden and loads more. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, thank you very much for watching and I'll see you in the next one.